The signal appeared without warning. It was a short sound, soft and repeating, almost like someone tapping on the door of deep space. For 3 long hours, Earth scientists tried to understand it. Some thought it was a broken satellite. Others believed it was simple noise. But one thing was clear after dozens of checks. The signal was not natural. It had a pattern. It had intention. Because of that, the United Earth Fleet prepared their strongest ship, Horizon No. 1, for immediate departure. The Horizon was not just another battleship. It was humanity's most powerful creation, built with the combined science of every nation. Its engine glow could be seen even from the surface of Mars. Its weapons could break an asteroid in one shot. And its hull was so thick that older alien scanners, if they existed, would never understand how humans built something so strong. In such a short time, Captain Aaron Blackwell stood on the command deck as the ship moved toward the coordinates of the strange signal. He was calm, focused, and silent. His crew trusted him because he never panicked, not even during the Battle of Europa years ago. As Horizon 01 approached the edge of the solar system, the signal grew louder. The crew felt something unusual in the air. It was not fear. It was not excitement. It was something in the middle, like standing on the border of history. Then, without warning, space in front of them began to ripple. At first it looked like a simple light reflection. But soon the ripple twisted, bent, and expanded into a bright spiral. A wormhole. Every crew member stared, waiting. A ship slowly came out of the glowing tunnel. It was small, much smaller than Horizon 1. Its silver surface shined softly, and thin blue lights moved across its hull like flowing water. The ship looked peaceful, almost gentle, like it was made for science, not war. "Contact from the unknown vessel," said the communication officer. "They are trying to speak." The bridge went silent. A soft, melodic voice filled the speakers. "Humans, we greet you. We are the Serati. We come in peace." The voice sounded calm, polite, even friendly. But Captain Aaron did not miss the quiet clicks in the background, the sound of alien scanners trying to read Horizon 01 systems. The Serati were scanning them, studying them, measuring them. They expected humans to be small, weak. They expected a simple ship with simple weapons. But as the alien scanners reached Horizon 01's engines, their reading systems began to shake. A shockwave of data hit them so hard that their bridge lights flickered. They had never seen an energy output so high. When their scanners reached the armor, confusion spread inside the Serati ship. The armor signature was stronger than anything they had recorded from any young species. It was thick, layered, and strange. Parts of it had materials the Serati did not even recognize, and when their sensors reached the weapon ports, the alien bridge fell silent. One of their officers whispered that no ship this young should have weapons that powerful. Another officer said the reading must be wrong. Another said humans might be dangerous. Inside Horizon 01, Captain Aaron watched the alien ship closely. He noticed the small delays in their responses. He noticed the nervous static in their voice. The Serati were afraid, pretending to be calm, but afraid. Aaron stepped forward and answered, "Serati's ship, welcome to the solar system. State your purpose." There was a long pause. The Serati captain finally replied, "We came to explore. To learn about your species." It was not a complete lie, but it was not the full truth either. Their empire had studied old Earth signals, music, movies, news broadcasts, and believed humans were emotional, divided, and not very advanced. They thought humans were still growing, still learning, still weak. But Horizon 01 was destroying every assumption they had. As the alien captain spoke, the Serati crew quietly adjusted their scanners again. They tried to study the human battleship from a different angle, hoping the earlier readings were mistakes. They were not. The next reading shocked them even more. Behind Horizon 01, hidden in the dark, several human ships uncloaked one by one. These were support ships smaller than the Horizon, but still powerful enough to scare most alien fleets. The Serati bridge filled with quiet panic. One officer whispered, "Why do young species build ships like this? Another said, "If this is their first contact vessel, what else do they have?" A third voice trembled, "We should retreat." But the Sarati captain knew retreat would show weakness, and showing weakness in first contact could lead to war. So he forced his voice to remain calm. "We wish to understand your technology. You have great power." Captain Aaron understood what that sentence truly meant. The aliens were scared. They were trying to evaluate whether humans were a threat. Horizon 01 glided forward slowly. Its blue lights reflected against the alien hull. Its shadow covered the Sarati ship like a massive metal mountain inside the alien vessel. Every heart beat faster. Aaron then spoke one line that made the Sarati crew freeze. "You do not need to fear us, but we are not weak." The alien captain stared at the giant ship in front of him. For the first time, he understood the truth. Humanity was no longer alone. Humanity was no longer small. Humanity had stepped into the galaxy with strength no one expected. As the Sarati ship recorded final scans, they sent one private message back to their Empire, a message they hoped humans would never hear. "Humans are far more dangerous than we believed. We may have made a mistake coming here." That message would change everything. Asterisk, the Sarati ship did not move for several long seconds. Even breathing felt heavy inside their small bridge. Their silver hull looked peaceful on the outside, but inside, the alien crew felt something they had never felt from a young species. Fear mixed with confusion. They had come expecting a simple species. Weak ships. Basic engines. Slow weapons, but Horizon 01 was nothing they prepared for. The Sarati captain, Ora Loren, kept her eyes on the giant human battleship. She had seen many ships in her years of service, fast pirate cruisers, slave carriers, even heavy destroyers from the Outer Rim. But nothing matched the presence of this one human ship. The Sarati crew whispered behind her. "It is too big for their level of progress. I do not understand how humans built this, their energy core. That is not possible." And then something happened that pushed their fear even deeper. Behind Horizon 1, the darkness began to shift. At first, it looked like shadows sliding across space. But then the shadows formed into sharp shapes. Ship shapes. One by one, human vessels revealed themselves, uncloaking slowly like silent predators watching their prey. A cruiser, 2 escort destroyers, 6 smaller defense ships, and a long-range carrier with glowing blue engines. All of them had been hidden behind the horizon. Silent and waiting, Captain. Vora's heart dropped. This was no simple encounter. This was a display. Humans were showing their strength without firing a single shot. On Horizon 01, Captain Aaron Blackwell watched the alien reactions on his scanner display. Every microsecond delay in their heartbeat, every small increase in their breathing, every shift in body temperature, the ship's sensors could detect it. The aliens were terrified. Aaron did not smile. He did not brag. He simply watched them with calm, steady eyes. He leaned forward slightly. "Sarati vessel, you did not answer my question. Why are you here?" Captain Vora tried to steady her voice. We came because our empire detected a rising power in this region of space. We wanted to understand who you are. What you can do?" Aaron noticed the tiny tremor in her tone. She was hiding something. Maybe a bigger truth. Maybe a bigger plan. Meanwhile, on the Sarati ship, their science officer ran another scan, this time using deep spectrum analysis. It was risky and slow, but they needed answers. The scan returned instantly, with results that shook every alien on the bridge. Horizon 01's energy core was 40 times stronger than Sarati military cores. Its shield output was enough to protect an entire moon, and its weapon ports carried signatures that no known species should own. Plasma silos, quantum mass drivers, rail cannons, and something else, something they could not identify. A weapon reading that no Sarati science could translate. The science officer stepped back. "Captain, this battleship is not stronger than us. It is beyond us." Vora swallowed hard. She understood. Humans were not just advanced, they were unpredictable. They built things differently. in ways the galaxy did not understand. It was dangerous, Captain. Laura sent a silent message to all of her crew. Do not provoke them. Not in any way on Horizon 01. Aaron noticed the alien ship powering down its secondary scanners. Good. They understood the warning. Aaron turned to his crew. Maintain formation. Do not aim weapons, unless I say. The crew nodded. Everyone followed him without question. Then something unexpected happened. From the Serati ship, a thin beam of blue light reached out. It was a communication beam, but it was also something else, an information request. Not a scan. Not a hack. A polite request. Captain Vora was asking permission. Aaron allowed it. The moment permission was granted, the alien screens lit up with human images the Serati had never seen before. Human cities lit at night. Human space stations orbiting Earth. Human engineers building ships inside massive docks. The first launch of Horizon 01. Crowds cheering around the shipyard. Children waving flags. The Serati crew watched in silence. Humans were emotional. Humans were united. Humans were rising, the science officer whispered. They built this ship with passion. Another officer muttered, "That is not how most species build battleships." Captain Vora finally understood something important. Humans did not build Horizon 01 because someone told them to. They built it because they believed they needed to protect something bigger than themselves. Inside Horizon 01, Aaron waited for the aliens' reaction. He was not trying to scare them. He simply wanted the Serati to know the truth. Humanity was ready for the galaxy, and they would not bow to anyone. The Serati ship suddenly powered up a small energy burst. Aaron noticed immediately. Weapons, shields, engines. No, a message burst. A private signal, sent far across the stars. Aaron did not know what it said, but the Serati captain spoke right after. Human commander, we must be honest. We did not expect your species to have such strength. We believed humans were still growing, Aaron replied calmly. Humans grow fast. Captain Vora's eyes slowly widened. She could tell he was not speaking about technology only. He was talking about their spirit, their will, their unity. The Serati bridge filled with quiet fear again. This was no simple encounter. This was a warning from the universe. Humanity was not small anymore. Humanity was a force. Humanity would shake the galaxy. Captain Vora lowered her head slightly. A gesture of respect. Or surrender. Or both. Horizon 01. We understand, she said softly. We will report this meeting to our empire. Aaron nodded. You should. The Serati ship dimmed its lights slowly, showing peaceful intention. But inside their hearts, one truth stayed heavy. They had come to study humans. Instead, they found something that frightened them. A rising power. A species that should not have grown this fast. A battleship that should not exist. The Serati whispered one line through their private channel. This species will change the galaxy. And they were right. Asterisk for several long moments. The Serati ship floated in silence. No one on their bridge dared to move. The quiet was heavy, almost painful. Their screens still showed Horizon 01 and the entire human fleet behind it, glowing like a wall of blue fire. Captain Vora felt her hands shake slightly as she gripped the edge of her command seat. She had survived pirate ambushes, border wars, and deadly storms in deep space. But nothing prepared her for the feeling that filled the Serati bridge now. The fear of the unknown. The fear of humans. Her science officer, Dren Tal, looked at her with wide eyes. Captain, we must leave. If we stay too long, the humans may think we are a threat. Vora did not answer. She kept staring at the horizon, ONIT's giant hole, its metal structure, its powerful, quiet presence. The Serati did not understand a species that built ships like this. They built it not out of fear, but out of determination. Drin ran another scans, lower this time, softer, to avoid showing intent. A new set of data appeared on their main screen. Captain, look at their fighters. The Sarati bridge crew turned their eyes toward the view outside. From Horizon 01's hangar bay, small human fighter ships began to fly out in a perfect line. They moved like blue sparks, fast and controlled. Their engines left thin trails of light behind them. A Sarati officer whispered their formation. "It is too perfect," another said. "Their movements so clean, so trained." And a third officer finally said what everyone was thinking. "They look ready for war." On Horizon 01, the human pilots communicated calmly. Every voice was steady. Every movement was smooth. They were trained to perfection. The Sarati felt the difference instantly. Humans had discipline in their blood. Captain Aaron Blackwell stood in silence, watching the alien ship with sharp eyes. He did not miss a single detail. Every temperature change, every sensor reading, every flicker from the Sarati vessel. He knew the aliens were afraid. He knew they were debating their options right now. Should they run? Should they lie? Should they warn their empire? Aaron's voice broke the silence. "Sarati vessel, your scanners are active. Are you preparing something?" Captain Vora froze. She had not given any command. She did not know her science officer had activated auto-scanning again. She quickly turned in her chair. "Dren, shut it down now." Dreen's hands trembled as he disabled the system. "Yes, Captain. I apologize." But Horizon 01 had already seen everything. Aaron spoke again, but not with anger, just calm strength. "You must understand something, Sarati Captain. We see everything your ship does." Vora felt her chest grow tight. They knew. Every secret scan, every nervous movement, every attempt to measure human power. This ship, the Horizon 01, felt like it watched with eyes older than the stars. The Sarati ship dimmed its scanners. Its engines slowed. Its lights softened. Every alien on board felt as if they were standing in front of a giant, ancient predator that had simply chosen not to strike yet. A young Sarati officer finally whispered, "Captain, we should warn the Empire. Humans cannot be ignored." But another officer shook her head violently. "No, if we warn them, our Empire may choose to act first. And if the humans see that, they may not hold back." Drental spoke carefully. "Humans may not want war now, but if they feel threatened, they will fight. And they will win." Captain Vora felt a cold truth settle deep inside her mind. The Sarati were used to dealing with many species low thinkers. Fast talkers, arrogant warriors, silent hunters. But humans were something else. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were emotional. Humans were unified by something invisible but strong. And humans grew fast to fast. If humans kept advancing like this, they would not just stand among other galactic powers. They might surpass them. Vora finally spoke. "We need to leave." Slowly, respectfully. But before she could issue the full command, one Sarati, officer panicking, pressed a button that activated a defensive shield around their ship. A bright bubble of blue energy formed. Instantly, the Horizon 01 detected it within a fraction of a second. Warning. Alarms flashed inside the human ship. Shields powering. Possible threat. Aaron remained calm, but his voice grew firm. "Sarati vessel, lower your shield immediately." The Sarati bridge froze. Their shield was not a weapon, just a reflex of fear. But humans saw it differently. The science officer quickly shut it down. "Shields offline. Shields offline." Vora spoke with a shaky voice. "Human commander, we apologize." "That was a mistake." Aaron nodded slightly. "Be careful with mistakes. They can start wars." Vora swallowed. She believed him. Then something unexpected happened. Horizon 01 slowly tilted, revealing its side silhouette to the Sarati ship. It was a silent message, a peaceful gesture, a sign of strength, and a warning. Every Sarati understood the meaning instantly. "We are strong. We are calm. Do not push us." The Sarati officers stared at the massive human ship, some with fear, some with awe, some with respect, but all of them with understanding. The science officer whispered, "Captain, If this is only one of their ships, what else do they have? Vora's voice was barely a whisper. I think the galaxy is not ready for humans. As Horizon 01 drifted closer, its giant shadow covered the Serati ship like a massive iron curtain. The aliens felt tiny, weak, exposed. Vora finally sent a private message across the Starza, coded warning to her empire. The humans are not what we believed. Their power is great. Their unity is strong. Approach with caution. She stopped, then added one more sentence. If the galaxy underestimates them, it will be a mistake we cannot undo. Inside Horizon 01, Aaron understood something too. The Serati were scared, but there was something deeper, a feeling he could not read yet. A secret, a threat. Something bigger than both species, and it was coming. Captain Aaron Blackwell could feel it in the era shift, a pressure. Something rising inside the space between the two ships. It was not fear. It was not anger. It was something deeper, something older. A point in history was. Forming right in front of him, the Serati ship floated quietly. Under the shadow of Horizon 01, the glow of human engines reflected. On the alien hull like blue fire licking across metal. No one on the Serati bridge dared to speak. Their hearts beat fast, their hands cold, their antennas stiff with tension. Captain Vora Loren felt as if her body was frozen. Her people had never bowed to anyone. They had studied planets. They had mapped galaxies. They had survived wars, but they had never seen anything like this. The Horizon 01 was not just a ship. It was a message. A message the Serati now understood clearly. Humanity was no longer the small species the galaxy once ignored. Humanity had grown teeth. Vora looked at her officers. Some stared at the screens with fear. Some stared with disbelief. One or two stared with something else respect. The young officer Raylan finally spoke, voice cracking. Captain, what do we tell our empire? Vora did not answer immediately. She knew the truth. If the Serati Empire learned that a young species like humans had built such power, they might not respond with peace. They might respond with fear. Fear turns into suspicion. Suspicion turns into conflict. In conflict with a species like this, she closed her eyes. No, the galaxy would not survive that. On Horizon 01. Captain Aaron watched the Serati ship slowly turn, preparing for departure. His crew monitored every movement, ready for anything. Human fleets were not careless. Not anymore. They had fought too hard to secure their place in space, but Aaron felt something else, a strange sense of responsibility. Humans were strong. Humans were rising. And rising species had choices to make. Would humanity become protectors? Or conquerors? Or something in between? No matter the answer, the galaxy would remember today. Aaron stepped forward, speaking with a steady voice. Serati vessel. Before you leave, you should hear one thing. Vora looked up, alert.arin continued. Humanity is not searching for war, but we will never run from it. The human crew stood tall behind him, silent, calm, unshakable. Vora sensed the meaning behind his words. Humans would not start a fire. But if someone else started one, humans would finish it. She lowered her head slightly, gesture rare among Serati. Commander Aaron, she said softly, we understand your message. And we respect it. Her voice was honest this time. No lies, no hidden meanings, only truth. She turned to her crew. Prepare the wormhole jump. The room filled with quiet movement. Screens lit up. Coordinates aligned. Engines hummed. But just as they activated their jump drive, the Serati ship detected something. A faint shadow behind the human fleet. A ripple, a signature. Not human. Something else. Something darker. Vora's eyes widened. Dren, what is that? The science officer's voice shook. Captain, it is a Veilcar trace. The entire Serati bridge froze. Veilcar. A name whispered in fear. A species that erased worlds. A species that hunted civilizations. A species that left nothing behind. The Veilkar were ghosts in the galaxy's silent destroyers. Never seen, only feared. And now, they had left a mark near the humans. Captain Vora felt her chest tighten. This changed everything. The humans were not just powerful. They were standing in the path of something horrifying. She sent a direct message to Horizon 01. Commander Aaron, you are being watched. Something dangerous is near your system. Aaron looked at the readings. At first he saw nothing, but then a small distortion flickered behind the fleet. A faint tear in space. Too small to be natural? His jaw tightened. So the Serati were not lying. Something else had been watching both ships during the entire encounter. The Veilkar. Aaron spoke quietly to his officers. Record the signature. Track the path. Prepare long-range defense. The human ship adjusted its scanners, tightening formation. The smaller ships moved closer to Horizon 01. Like wolves circling their leader, the Serati watched in awe. No panic, no fear, no hesitation. Humans reacted like warriors who had been preparing for this moment for years. Vora whispered. They do not know what hunts in the dark, but they face it anyway, her science officer answered, voice trembling. That is why they are dangerous. But Vora shook her head. No, that is why they are special. She opened a secure channel. Commander Aaron, listen to me carefully. The Veilkar erase everything in their path. They do not negotiate. They do not fear. They only destroy. Aaron's eyes sharpened. Why warn us? Vora paused. Because she saw something in humans she had not seen in any other species. Hope. Because, she said softly, if anyone can stand against the Veilkar, it is you. Her officers stared at her in shock. The Serati had never admitted weakness to another species. But this was different. This was truth. Aaron nodded once, confident. We will be ready. Vora swallowed. She believed him. The Serati ship's engines powered up. Blue lights began to swirl around their jump ring. Energy gathered like a bright storm before leaving. Vora sent one final message, one that would reach her empire, then spread across the galaxy. The humans have risen. They are strong. They are fearless. And if the Veilkar come, they will not kneel. Her ship vanished into the wormhole with a soft flash of light. Silence returned to space. Only Horizon 01 remained giant. Glowing unmoved, its engines hummed like a sleeping dragon. Its weapons stayed cold. Its presence filled the dark like a warning, and in that silence, Captain Aaron whispered to himself, let the galaxy hear us now. Humanity was ready, and the stars would never be the same again.